What's up, everybody? Welcome to Blast in the Glass podcast. Woo! I am one of your co-hosts, Ciara. We have another co-host,
Jenny.
And another co-host,
Chantel, of course.
And this makes the Blast in the Glass Girls. We want to welcome you all to our very first episode of this special podcast, and want to tell you a little bit about ourselves real quick. I'm Ciara. I am a 30-ish-year-old woman out in Jersey. I ain't gonna give y'all my age just yet, okay?
You still look good, though.
Still
look good.
Thanks, Bill. we gonna have to go down a little deeper in the next couple episodes to get a feel of exactly who we are. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we have Jenny.
Hi, I am Jenny. I am the oldest of the group, but I don't look a day over 20.
Fine as wine, honey.
Of course.
Amen to that.
And then we have our other co-host, Miss Chantel.
Chantel, of course. And I'm in my 30s. I'm not going to say what age I am, but just know that this skin is like honey, okay?
Butter, baby.
Yeah.
That cocoa butter,
okay.
baby.
We know all about taking care of ourselves, self-care, self-love, and taking care of our skin.
All right.
And also the health.
There you go.
Amen to that.
And we've been friends for a number of years now. Me and C actually been friends since middle school.
Yes.
Wow.
It's been that long? Damn!
Yes. Middle school.
And I'm just happy that I have someone that has been my friend for that long, and we're still friends up until this day, because, as you get older and stuff like that, relationships kind of tend to dull out just depending on the paths that each person decides to take. So I do cherish our friendship. And C introduced me to Jen.
Hey.
And ever since then, we've been together like glue.
Yes.
What is it? The three amigas?
The three amigas.
The three amigas.
Yes.
Oh, wait. By the way, everybody, we always are going to start this podcast off with a glass of wine or drink of some sort. It's going to have some libations in it because this is a girl chat situation. The guys, you feel free to join in too, but this is all the things that we're going to talk about. Right now Shannon and I have in our glass a little bit of rosé, a little bit of tequila, and a little bit of Chardonnay, honey.
Yes.
What are we going to call that?
It's a dangerous combo, so let's...
The danger zone.
The danger zone.
The
there
danger
zone.
And lovely Jenny over here, she's got...
a glass of Pinot Noir.
Get you some.
And I don't drink Pinot Noir, but this is actually kind of good.
She's drinking it today, honey. Okay.
Listen.
So pour your glass of whatever you want, whether it's wine, liqueur, whatever your preference is.
Maybe a glass of waters. Just join in the conversation and have
Stay hydrated.
Yes.
And we always want to know in the comments what you're drinking on.
Yes.
We love to hear what you're drinking on because maybe we could try it out ourselves.
Yeah, if you have any recipes, we can have that as the drink for the night, and then we can shout you out on. Thank you for the request. No,
the request. This is a request, right? Hit us up on the request line, okay? Hey. But yeah, so like we said, this is all about girl chat. We just talk about all the topics. We decided to make this podcast because whenever we get together, we have like so many, like a plethora of topics to discuss. And every time we're done, we're like, damn, we should have recorded that.
Absolutely.
That was a live session, and we have a lot to talk about. We have important things to discuss, whether it be about, the daily life of what's going on right now, whether it be sex, love, and relationships, our careers. We just talk about all the things.
All of it.
So we want to bring you guys along our journey and our discussions, and maybe you have something to discuss, and you can feel free to add it in the comments. So.
Absolutely.
But in the first episode, what are we going to talk about?
Well, we're going to do a reflection of 2020. Just to get a different perspective, because each of us have been affected in different kind of ways. So I think it's good for us to kind of start this podcast just to let everybody know what we went through last year, what our plans are for this year, and just future goal endeavors. So yeah, we'll start out with a reflection. So we'll start with you on the end, Jen.
Yes.
So it looks like I would say around this time last year, that's when, you know, everything kind of started.
That's crazy. It's been a year.
I know.
Like,
and it just felt like it just
right back around at this time last year. This is when the whole pandemic started.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like, so for the listeners and the viewers, where were you in March?
I was actually, if you guys don't know, me and Cece, we actually run a mobile grooming business.
Yes.
At the time, I was also working full-time as a shipping and receiving receptionist at a local warehouse for produce. So when the pandemic hit, it actually was pretty scary.
Yeah.
I had to work very closely with people. There were outbreaks happening within the building, and like everything, it was a nightmare. It really was. Like every day I come into work, like scared that one of these people are gonna eventually like pass on this to me. Yeah. Me personally, I have a upper respiratory issue. I have asthma, so I'm putting my life at risk every day coming to work. Absolutely. But it's crazy because I kind of knew, like, as like work was happening, we were considered essential because we were providing produce to actually all the local Wawas, to all the local like vendors in the area, and because nobody knew what shipments were happening, like they ended up kind of slowing down production. They were slowing down production, and they were actually not purchasing any more stuff because the produce wasn't getting purchased, and like it was just like the whole thing just kind of slowed down itself.
Especially with the farms.
They had to cut back actually within the warehouse. They kind of got rid of a couple hundred people because there was not enough hours, there was not enough work for people. So, of course, my position, I'm actually dealing with the trucks going in and out, so I was actually still considered essential, thank God for that. But eventually, I actually ended up just kind of realizing that my business actually, my mobile grooming business actually needed me more than this other business did, and I took the leap of faith and, went with that. We were actually considered essential as well.
Thank the Lord up above that we knew that we wanted to do mobile and not have our own storefront. So we smart up in here.
We were down for only 2 weeks. And then the state actually said that Governor Murphy stated that we were actually considered essential, which I'm sorry to say, like for everybody else, hairdressers, all that stuff, but dog grooming is very essential. Dogs need that.
Your dogs need
We've
care.
had so many people that actually have botched their dogs' haircuts.
Child, there was so many pictures that I got about that.
God.
That was that was interesting.
It was very scary. They're putting plexiglass up. They changed like another, like in the old place they changed like places where it was like an office area. They completely changed that to like that's where you get your temperature check.
Ooh, that's crazy.
You had to come into work. Now, here's the thing with the temperature check. You have people that are actually popping Tylenol when they're having fevers or medical issues, so they can pass the temperature check to go to work. So you also have these people that this is like their livelihood.
They're desperate.
They have like tons of like family members to take care of, and this is their only way.
I get that, but it's very you're putting everybody else at risk to put other people at risk, and I'm not saying like don't provide for your family, but honestly, where there's a will, there's a way, and you gotta try to find something else. But to put other people at risk, that's a very selfish act. Because you could get away with it that day, but if you really do have COVID and you're one of those people that have experienced like, you know, symptoms and stuff like that, then you're not out the clear.
No.
So that one day, okay, you get paid for that one day, and then the next day you're actually feeling the symptoms. So it's just like, and then now you probably pass it on to someone else, which probably passed it on to someone else in their family. So
and
it's a very selfish act. But
once one person was like detected, that whole group of people that they were around like have to get quarantined as well. So like you're not only putting yourself like, you know, you're putting yourself at risk and other people, like everybody else's livelihood. So like, and even the business itself, because you're now putting out like tons of people when you could have just stayed home when you were not feeling well,
right?
And just took the sick time. Granted,
I was about to say, if they act like there wasn't sick time
because they have a lot of people that call out and they're not accruing sick time, so their own fault for not actually doing.
I get that.
Their job.
Well, that's what sick time is for, right?
Exactly.
Use that.
So overall, you had a really interesting experience.
Very
as far
interesting.
As your job, as far as the procedures, you know, the safety precautions and stuff like that.
You have people that are truck drivers that are coming from different states that are like going from stops to stops. You're telling some truck drivers are telling me like how like wherever warehouse they came from wasn't being like safe in their protocols.
Yeah,
and, like,
they y'all transferring items from this place to this place, and
paperwork
it's probably not even being sanitized.
Yeah, you don't know who's washing their hands, sanitizing, or anything. If they coughed in their hands, and half those people probably wasn't wearing masks properly.
Well, we actually had to. We thank God we always had a plexiglass in front. And there's just like a one hole, so it was all we were always safe behind our like thing because like, you know, anybody could just walk in there. It was open 24/7. But like you had people walk in there with no mask on, and it blatantly says that you need to have a mask. So we have to send them out. They're pissed off because they don't have a mask, but like this is state requirement at this point.
People don't care about state requirements, Jen.
Listen,
people are assholes.
Well, guess what? You're not gonna get served.
That is so true.
And if you miss your deadline for your delivery, that's on you.
Yeah,
that was your fault.
Right. I feel you.
Yeah, that was
a lot of transitioning occurred.
Definitely.
Well, I've been through it, but how about you, Ciara, with the dog grooming?
Well, so I also had another job. I had 2 extra jobs. I feel like I'm my mother. No offense to Jamaicans, but I felt like I was a Jamaican with 50 million jobs and stuff like that. When we was out for 2 weeks and we weren't considered essential yet, I was actually working at Whole Foods and Instacart. I don't know if I was allowed to do both, but I did it. But you have to get in where you fit in, you know. Exactly. And I was a a deliverer for like produce and the grocery shopping and things like that, which really saved me and during this time of uncertainty. And that was considered essential, so I made myself available for a lot of hours, and that was different too. So when you go to Whole Foods, you had to do the temperature check, and then they had to move everywhere, like where you had to set up the groceries and like put all the things in the proper bags and things like that. You had to sanitize your hands after everything. You had to wear gloves. Some people weren't wearing gloves while they're picking up produce and picking up groceries, things like that. I ain't calling y'all out, but y'all know who you are.
And I'm going to cut you off, but that's my pet peeve. Like even till this day, when I'm in the grocery store and I'm in the produce, the little plastic bags that they have or whatever, what I do is I'll take 2 plastic bags because one of the plastic bags I'm actually using to grab.
Yes,
you
that's
know,
what
and
I
I
did.
just see people just grab it with their hands, and then when they don't want it, just throw it back in.
Oh
there,
yeah, throw it back
I'm
in.
just like, it's just, I mean, knowing everything that's happening right now, it's just really, really like, it's just common courtesy. For just take the bag and just pick it up with the bag.
People don't worry about others. You know? They're only worried about themselves, which is very inconsiderate. Y'all gotta think of others, man, because y'all don't know where your hands, we don't know where your hands have been. So you have to take that extra step. It only takes 2 seconds to pick up an extra bag and get that bag if you're not wearing gloves or whatever, like we had to wear gloves. So like us wearing gloves, I also had the bags in my hand, and I would do that as well.
Because even with the gloves, you're touching a lot of things, you know. So it's like the gloves will be just as dirty as your hands.
Yeah.
So
girl, one little quick story. There was this girl that I knew that I was working with. She would not take off her gloves after like every bag that you like a new order that you had to place. She would not take off her gloves. What she would do, she would get the hand sanitizer
and put it on the glove.
Put it on the goddamn glove.
I am done.
Girl, when you picking up the produce, you still putting all that nastiness on with your gloves. The sanitizer ain't gonna do nothing with
you're
the
not
gloves.
even paying for the gloves, so you can't just change the gloves. Girl.
It was a doozy. So I had to do with that at Whole Foods, and then when I was working at Instacart, that was like, I'm putting y'all on blast, Instacart. They barely was doing anything. Don't listen. Don't at me if you work there. Don't at me. Don't comment on me. I said what I said. I don't work there no more. So
you speaking from your own experience.
Exactly.
So, just like people leave reviews, this is your review.
This is my review. My Yelp review.
Okay.
As being an employer.
Just in audio form instead of typing it out.
Listen, I don't work there no more, so y'all can do what you do, and y'all might have to switch it up because at the end of the day, I understand companies had to transition a certain way and they had to work accordingly, but it boggles my mind that people weren't sanitizing beforehand. Before all of this happened, they're like, "Oh, we have to make sure we clean." I'm like, if you went to the nail salon, weren't you going to be clean beforehand? If you was going to the hairdresser, weren't you clean beforehand? Weren't you sanitizing? Weren't you doing the proper procedures that you're supposed to do in a facility?
Nope.
Maybe that's just me.
Nope.
But that's how people got colds and flu.
Yes, that's how all these people are sick. Because they don't clean. It's like, you really look at people and are like, were you just dirty before all of this?
Exactly.
Were you just a scumbag?
Exactly. Like, you're mad because you have to wash your hands.
That ain't my business.
That's the issue.
But
the issue.
Instacart was a little different, a little lax on their things because no one was watching us. For like Whole Foods, we had supervisors like come in and out, check on us, make sure everything was running smoothly, which I appreciate. Jeff Bezos, you know what you're doing, but Instacart not so much. But I only got there so I could make an extra change. Figure it out until our grooming business was back up and running, and was after 2 weeks. So after that, I was like, all right, we're going to have to figure this out because we go into people's houses and things like that. So we're like, we need to mask up, glove up. We have our sanitizer. We have products that we clean. We clean regardless. We always have clean.
It has to be done regardless within protocol for dog grooming.
Yes. So that procedure wasn't any different other than we wore masks. Exactly. Because we didn't have to wear masks before all of this happened. So, and we're not around people. When we go into people's houses, we're like, we need a facility an area in your house that is secluded and it's just me and your pet. And then when I'm done, I clean up, I sanitize that area, get my stuff packed up, bounce, get the payment, then leave. So, then leave. Peace out.
And not even the bread. Venmo.
Yes. And automatic payments are very good. Contactless payments are very, very beneficial in our, form of work. So, it was a transition, but not too bad to the point where we didn't know, like, we weren't able to do our job properly. So, it was a transition, but it wasn't to the point where it's like we were kind of assed out. So
no loss. I
am grateful that
we still made it.
We had other sources of income, and then I'm also glad that we were still able to be in grooming. But your situation was a little different, slightly different.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, I actually worked in a call center, so we actually were given the opportunity to either work from home, or if you didn't have the space to be able to work from home, then you could choose to go on unemployment. But everybody knows how unemployment works. You usually get less than half of what you normally make, or whatever the case is. And this is the time that me and my boyfriend were living in a loft. So we really didn't have too much space, and my significant other owns his own business, so he's working from home as well. So I was a little skeptical about how I was going to be able to do that with both of us being home, but we're kind of in an open concept living situation. So there wasn't really any privacy. But at the end of the day, Chantel is about her coin. So I chose to work from home, and it really wasn't as bad as I thought it could be because of us both being home at the same time. But it worked because my boyfriend, he worked on his business, and like he went out and did his thing, and like I just worked from home, and everything kind of worked itself out after a time. So I'm just grateful that I was one of those people that did have the opportunity to work from home, because a lot of people don't have that choice,
Very true.
I could have been one of those people that could have been asked out in a sense, because half of what I'm making or less than half is not survivable enough for me. And even though I'm a hustler, so I would have figured out a way to, make the income happen. But I feel like besides being grateful that I was still able to work, I'm actually kind of grateful for the situation. And the only reason why I say that is because it made me look at myself in a different reflection, and it made me think, because I feel like a lot of people should have taken what happened last year into a deep perspective, because at the end of the day,
speak on it,
you can be replaced. You can be
absolutely
replaced. A job can close down.
Say it again.
So and this is not for me to say, oh, go out and start your own business, because I'm not that kind of person. If you are comfortable in the position that you're in, then stay in that position, you know? But I feel like 2020 should have humbled a lot of people, and it should make you want to invest in yourself. Like, as much as you invest into your everyday job, and you go there, the routine, and you put forth your best foot forward, why not invest that into yourself?
That's a word right there, girl.
Listen. This is my reflection, because I really had to sit back and think, like, do I want to do this, or do I want to do something that is going to benefit me in the long run? So if we come across a 2040 pandemic, Chantel is going to be ready. Okay, I'm not going to have to worry about, if anything happens, it's going to be on me. As far as me not making money or me not being able to survive, that's going to be on me.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to have to rely on another business or a company to keep my life afloat. But then again, this is just me speaking for Chantel. This is not me trying to persuade anybody to do anything. This is just how I feel and going forward. And as of right now, I'm still working for that business, but I'm also working on my own business because of my reflection from 2020.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people started doing. So kudos to whoever transitioned and like pivoted their situation because of the pandemic, because they knew that there has to be something more other than just, okay, this is my only source of income. That's not true. You can still have your main source of income and then have side hustle and still have something else, like other means to keep you afloat, because your job is not promised to you.
Absolutely.
You are very replaceable. And they will let you know that you are replaceable. So, and I, like I said, like she said, I'm not knocking nobody who has a 9 to 5. I used to have a 9 to 5. Last year, I was working a 9 to 5 while I was working on my own business. So it's not to knock nobody, and this is just open talk, but like there are other means of income that you can give to yourself and your family, so you're not sitting there thinking that you're struggling and this is the only way out. There's many options.
Exactly. But I feel like a lot of people sleepwalk through life. And there's things that are blatant. There's obvious. Like, it'd be right in front of your face, and they would just overlook it, overseek it, just not even pay any attention to it. And that's how I feel like you become stagnant.
Yes.
You know, I feel like every day of your life should be some kind of experience, something that you're learning new, something, because other than that, you're just living day to day. And who wants to just live day to day? No. Where's the excitement? Where's the risk? You know, like, I'm one of those people, like, I'm adventurous. I just like to just jump into something, even though I know that maybe it may be a chance that it may be something that doesn't turn out the way I want it to, but I'm gonna take that risk.
It's that experience.
Yeah, it's that adrenaline rush, like that excitement, you know. Like, I just want to test the waters, and it might be a fucked up situation. Excuse my language. It might be a messed up situation, but listen,
we cuss up in here, okay?
I'ma do it.
Yes.
You know, I believe in myself, and I'ma do it, and I feel like that's the path that I'm on right now. I'm believing in myself. I'm investing in myself, and yeah, I'm making the future that I see. You know, I'm doing the work behind that to live a better life for me.
And just to piggyback off of that, like, this time should have been a time where people really hone in on who they are, look at themselves and what their passions are. Like, you have the time now. Like, you may have been laid off your job, or you're on furlough, or you have this, like, lot of extra time where you don't have as many hours to put in. You can use that time to invest in your dreams and your passion and, like, something that actually is really meaningful for you, to help you fulfill what is really your
destiny, your
desire,
desire,
your purpose,
your purpose in life. That's what I wanted to say. Your purpose in life. And I feel like my reflection was that, in a sense, because I was always afraid of not being able to pay my bills, or being, like, you know, not financially secure. And once I let go I had to kind of realize, like, should I risk my life and be getting paid, like, a really low minimum wage on something where I can work my business and have extra time to invest in my passions? And my passions is art. It has nothing to do with shipping and receiving. And it's like, I had to take that leap of faith, put that energy into my passion, and really just kind of let go of the fear.
Yeah.
Let go of that fear. The fear
is the thief of joy.
Let go of that fear, and once I put my faith in the universe and God, whatever you guys believe in, once I put my belief in that something else is going to take care of me, I didn't have to control that, and I just put my energy into every day of just fulfilling my passions and my dreams and doing what I need to do, just put my head down and just grind it out. It was just there. Like, I haven't stressed about money since I did that.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
It's an amazing thing. And I really feel like people should have reflected on, like, what is really going to just move you and drive you, because, like, COVID is, like, you don't know if you're going to get it, if you're going to end up getting really sick and not even be here. There's so many people that lost their lives from this whole situation.
Yeah.
And to not do what you dreamt of doing, like, you can be gone tomorrow. Do you want to live your life not
with regrets,
doing something that was meaningful to you? Or put that time into your family?
Yep.
Instead of chasing this money. Because I'll tell you one thing, money is not going to be there at the end of it all, as you can see. Jobs are not going to be secure.
And for real, honestly, guys, the dollar's not even going to be worth anything sooner than later.
Exactly.
I think it's going to be a cryptocurrency.
Oh, yeah, the Bitcoin.
And that's me giving you a little tip.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
trust me.
Like,
we
just,
have
just
many,
a little
many.
bit of tip, you know? So you might want to think about other investments. And I do want to say, I know that in our, millennials, this is what I'm going to speak for because that's my time. We were always taught to save, you know, put money to the side,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but it's like, why would you put money in a savings account that doesn't accrue interest?
Anything. Ooh, put a pin in that, girl.
Okay,
Yes.
and
That's
I'm
for
gonna
another.
leave it at that.
Yes,
I just wanted to
'cause
say
that
that
was
real
good.
quick and just have y'all marinate on that because, come on, it's logic. It's
makes
logic,
sense.
you know?
Well, we should do a podcast on that.
We're going to talk about that on another
Trust
episode.
me, we
guys.
have other things to discuss. We have so many things to discuss on that.
Word. So
But
I just hope that 2020 overall made people, you know, get in tune with their own self, you know, because I feel like with us having to be quarantined, most of us, not all of us, because I ain't gonna say everybody was sticking to protocol, but you had time to self-reflect, you know, like, and you had time to think, you know, and it's not everything's on a rush, whether you have kids, whether you have a spouse, whether you have this and that going on, everything kind of slowed down so you can figure out, okay, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
Where do I want to be? You know, like this is the time, like I don't, and then for those that were, and this is the thing that gets me, and no offense to nobody, I don't want nobody to take this no kind of way, but I feel like if you were one of those people that got laid off or maybe just laid off for a certain period of time, but you were receiving that unemployment and then that additional money on top of that.
Yes.
And then now
That's
we're in
right.
2021 and you're still in the same position when you had now you can't say I didn't have the time to do that because at the end of the day you were getting money to basically stay home.
Yeah.
So it's like, what were you doing all that time that you were home? Now, granted, some people have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Virtual learning, I know that can be a stressor. Even though I don't have no kids, I know that can be a stressor. But a virtual learning is not all day.
Right.
You get, some kids were hybrid.
Yes.
You know? So it's like, just, what were you doing in that time? You know? Like, what were you doing in that time? Like, you just had, everything was just there for you. And I'm telling you guys, YouTube, whatever you need to know, if you're interested in something and you don't, you know where to start, or you just need some kind of heads up, go to YouTube University because it's free.
So free.
And y'all gonna hear me talk, y'all gonna hear me say that on a couple episodes because honestly, it's like, it just, people don't want to take the time to do the research.
Nope.
You know, like we could be on Instagram, we could be on Facebook, and y'all could be listening to people's stories and reading blog sites and stuff. And it's like, all that time that you spend doing that, you could have watched a simple video that you could have learned a new trick of the trade.
Yes.
You know, you could have learned something new.
Learn how
because it's money out there. It's money to be made. Without, you know, having to fill out a resume and, you know, and stuff like that. And even, and this goes for people that want to go into the entrepreneurship. This is not for people that are happy and content in the situation at the end, because I'm not judging nobody. I'm just saying that there is money out there to be made. Take advantage of it.
All forms and fashions. Don't just think you have to be an entrepreneur or you got to be a business owner to
even
get
if
that
you
coinage.
even if you have your, you know, you're doing something that you love. You're doing your career that you love. You could still be doing something on the side. You could have a side hustle, you know, because and that may decrease the amount of hours that you're working at your normal job, because you're making a little extra on the side. You know, that doesn't require as much work as your
residual income. That's where it's at.
Multiple sources of income. Come on,
residual income, multiple incomes, and then just to piggyback off of, well, not piggyback, but just to kind of
because then we got
change the subject. But like we speaking of like our reflection on 2020, we also had experience doing a travel for a friend's wedding. For her bachelorette party.
So it wasn't all bad. It wasn't a bad year.
Very stressful.
It was stressful at times,
very
but it transitioned into good times.
Word. Because my birthday, I had a good time over at that.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Oh, and I did a little solo trip for business.
Yeah.
That was interesting, because that was the first time I've ever traveled by myself and flew by myself. So, if you guys don't know, you probably don't know if you don't follow me, but So I was given the opportunity to be a part of a grooming competition TV show for HBO Max new series called Hot Dog. And they hit me up in July, I think. And they at that time, Jen and I were part of our friend Taylor's wedding. She was getting married. And we were like, okay, that's cool. Like, keep it going. If it's happening, it's happening. If not, then, you know, it is what it is. But I was given that opportunity, and they were like, hey, can you be out here in California for a week? And I was just like, yeah, sure. But when is it? Because at that time, we had to go to our friend's bachelorette party, which was in New Orleans. And I said to them, listen, I was already obligated to be a part of this. I'm already in the wedding. So if you can't make it work around the time that I need to go, then it is what it is. Like, it wasn't meant to be for me. They wanted me to be on the show so bad, which I was like, I was impressed with myself. I said, maybe I did something right in my life. So to the point where I was like, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But if I'm able to, and our dogs are here. We have dogs. Yes. We're dog groomers and pet owners as well. So excuse us with the dogs. That's just our life that we live. But the fact that they wanted me to be on the show so bad, they made it work. So they made it so I could be in California for a week. A couple, maybe, was it 2 weeks? No, it was a week before we were supposed to go to New Orleans. So I took a flight out there. I had to take a COVID test before to prove to them that I was negative and able to travel. Funny thing was, CBS don't like to give you minute clinic results in time for your flight. So, I told them that, like, listen, I did the test, but they're not giving me my results because everything was so new and, like, things were coming in real slow. So they're like, we'll still book you the flight. Come out here. You got to take the test here. Child, don't y'all know when I got there, I had to take 2 COVID tests. And those COVID tests are not fun. Whoever had to take the COVID test, they ain't fun. They hurt.
I'm not trying to.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan, not a fan, not a fan.
I mean, you could go down my throat.
Oh, hey.
But you won't end up my nose.
Girl, when I tell you my eyes were watering. But, you know, we were actually in the news as the first successful TV show to be aired in the pandemic, and everybody was negative. Oh, everyone wow. in our cast and crew were negative for COVID. And that's our dog barking again. Apologies. Just roll with it, y'all. Roll with it. But yeah, so I had to quarantine for 3 days and then go onto set and do our thing. And, you know, I was on set with other people. Everybody was very safe. Everything was going, you know, smoothly. Like I said, everybody was negative. And then I vlogged out there, did a little video out there about, like, my experience during a pandemic, being out there by myself for business. Like, I've never done that before. So I was so scared and nervous, but at the same time, I love the fact that I have such close friends and family that, like, you know, cheered me on, were proud of me, like, were there to support me, and just was like, you're out there for a reason. You're, like, you have a purpose in life, and that's your passion. That's what you are destined to do. So go out and do it. Like, just be safe about it. And I was. Absolutely. So that was an awesome experience. I would love to do it again. If y'all haven't seen it, check it out. Yeah, a little plug for you real quick. Just check it out. But I'm episode 5. It was called Where the Wild Things Bark. But yeah, after that came back, and then we headed out to New Orleans.
No lie. At first,
this was scared.
I was scared. I was like, I don't know if I want to, because it's like, we've been waiting to go to New Orleans, and it's like, we already knew that it wasn't going to be the experience that we were hoping for because of COVID restrictions, but I felt like once
They
we
were
got
open.
there, like
They
like
were open.
I
they
mean,
didn't close them down. Just
we was
yet.
in Sinners and Saints, okay, and I was.
That was
Yo,
fun.
comment if y'all know
Mass-
about Sinners and Saints and
Yes,
Nola.
okay.
Mass.
Please comment. We was
Comment.
messed up, but I was
It got
still
a little
like,
hot. It got a
ooh.
little crowded.
Yeah,
It was a little
Had to
too
go
many
out.
people.
I had to go outside. Everybody's like, where
Yeah.
you
Oh,
go?
yeah.
I'm like, I'm outside. Everybody is too close. They
Yeah,
got
it
6
was a little
feet
too
up in
close for
here.
comfort.
But
There were
we
many
made the
times.
the best
Oh, we
out of
did.
it. Like
It
we
was
had
so
a,
much fun.
a good time.
And
Yeah,
We had a
guys-
blast.
If
Oh,
you
what it
guys
was.
haven't, don't know, Ciara has a YouTube channel, and on her YouTube channel, she actually has the whole
Oh, the
Bachelorette-
vlog.
Yes, the
Yes.
Bachelorette vlog.
has this travel that we are talking about right now.
During
So
the
you can-
pandemic.
So you can see, like,
and see, name your
firsthand.
channel.
Oh yes, and my YouTube channel is called MixxedclipZ with 2 X's and a Z at the end. I'll put it in the description when we're done.
Yes,
you guys can
that
check
was
that
fun.
out.
That
Yo,
was
we
fun.
had a blast.
We
Y'all would
really
like
did.
to
We
see
were
that?
turned.
We
We
yeah,
was
we were
actually turned.
But I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna have to do a part 2 because I feel like we didn't get to really
Yes,
experience
no.
everything.
That's true.
But it was still a good time.
We made the best out of it though.
Yeah,
For sure.
it was still a good time. And then besides that, me and C actually participated in a protest
Yes.
for BLM because, as we know, 2020 was not only with the pandemic, but it was definitely a year for African Americans.
Yes, it was.
You know, I felt like people still, I mean, they got a glimpse into what Black Lives Matters is supposed to mean.
Yeah.
But I feel like you still have those people out there that are ignorant to the situation. But I'm glad that I chose to do my part by participating in a protest because I feel like it's needed. You know, I feel like this is something that has been going on for centuries and centuries. And finally, we're at that point where we're making our voices be heard.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Generation Z because they really
Yes.
came through and
Hand clap.
definitely, you know, put their voices out there. And because I believe that the protest that we went to, I believe it was organized by either some girls that were in high school or they were just coming out of high school. They might have been in college.
Yeah, there were 3 seniors.
Seniors?
3
Okay.
senior girls.
Okay,
From high
so,
school. Yes.
Word. And it's just, it was just a proud moment to be a part of something that is going to be a part of history.
Yes.
You know, and I didn't go to too many protests. I'm not going to, you know, act like I'm an activist or anything like that. But I'm just glad that I got to partake in at least one.
Yeah.
You know.
And you, honestly, because I went to 2. I walked in one, like, very briefly. I didn't, like, I'm like Shan said, I'm not an activist either, but I do support what I feel is, you know, needs to be addressed out there. And, you know, sometimes, like, minorities, we need to check our white friends, like, out of love, not to, like, you know, hate on them, not to, like, bash them or anything like that, but to, like, make them aware. I'm like, are you aware of what's really going on? Like, are you really allies in this industry, or not in this industry, in this community? Or are you just trying to keep quiet and, like, you know, be on your P's and Q's because you don't want to start no drama? Because it was a lot going on. I'm sure everybody could attest to that and say that things needed to be addressed. And if it made you uncomfortable, that's good. We need to have that conversation, you know?
Absolutely.
And other people, like Jen, she didn't go to protest, but she made her voice known. She was a supporter. She, you know, she helped and represented us as Black people because, you know, she's our friend. She's very connected with us. She's very connected with the Black community as well. I don't want to speak for you, Jen, but what would you have to say about, like, the Black Lives Matter movement?
Oh, I feel very, like, me, myself, like, being a Hispanic woman and Latina, like, I have actually experienced racism and colorism within my own culture and within, like, you know, I've always been around the Black culture and I've always had friends that were Black, so, like, just the whole thing that was happening was just, like, hit home for me, Like my stepfather, he was African American, so like, it's my family. You guys are my family, and at the end of the day, like, everything that was happening was like, it's finally coming to light because this has been going on for centuries.
Yes.
Centuries, and like, the fact of the matter is that we're sick and tired of being quieted on the situation. It's like,
yeah,
it needs to be known and it needs to be recognized that it's still going on, and it's not gonna get away. People are not gonna get away with it anymore. Like,
right. We're not allowing it.
We're not allowing it, and like, who is to say that who is better than who? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because of the color of your skin, because of the way that you look, because of the way that you talk, because of like the amount of money that you make. Like, come on now.
Nothing to do with nothing.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, like, we are all human beings. We are a human race. We should not be thinking about each other as color. Like, we are all humans.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But that was something that I was proud to be a part of, and like, we will go down in history for that.
Yes.
And you know, after all of that, Taylor's wedding approached, and
yes, the wedding was a good time.
That was a good time during a pandemic, even
yes,
so.
But everything was outdoors.
Yes.
So it made it even, you know, made people feel a little bit more comfortable. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know I'm still in that phase. Well, at that time I was still in that phase. Like, even when it came to reception and everybody was dancing, I was like, oh.
Yeah, but you felt
comfortable. Wait a minute. Yeah. I definitely felt comfortable.
We actually have an episode about that, so
yes, we do.
Stay tuned and check that out when we put that live.
Yes.
But
yes.
all in all, it was a time of reflection, a time of transition, and a time of coming together, I feel.
Yes.
For the better.
Because I can say for myself that I am a totally different person than what I was last year this time.
Same.
Like, this time last year, I was a little frantic because I didn't know how the year was going to go, and now I'm in a position where I know where my year is going to go. I know what I'm looking forward to and the things that I have set in place for myself. So like I said, not too long ago, I'm thankful that, certain situations happen, because now I'm in a situation where I'm in tune with myself. I'm in tune with what I want for my life.
Yes.
And I'm already in that direction of getting where I want to be. So honestly, I'm thankful for 2020. It taught me a lot of different things, and it put a lot of things into perspective for myself. And honestly, I'm happy for the future. And, a couple episodes down the line, you guys will know what I'm working on and things that I have coming.
Yes,
and
we're excited.
Things that, my co-hosts have in the works, and we're ready to share with you guys. And yeah, look out for a YouTube channel, because that's coming too.
Yo, we're going to do big things, all three of us.
Word.
Speaking of which, that was the next question. What is everybody looking forward to in 2021?
Yes.
Like, what are you guys looking forward to in 2021?
I'm just looking forward to launching my business. I'm actually trying to have my pre-sale within the next month or so. So I'm excited about that.
We are so proud of her.
Yes. Like, I'm looking, and then, me and my significant other, we have things that we want to do. Like I said, with the YouTube channel, look out for that, because we're going to do a couple things together as well, so I'm excited to share that with you guys when that time comes about. But yes, Chantel is here to I'm here to show out in 2021. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna let
that's right.
my actions speak louder than my words, because I don't want to talk too much. But yeah,
you don't want to
just
talk
look
about
out.
Be about it.
Exactly. I gotta let my
facts
actions
on
speak.
facts.
So
Facts on facts.
Yes. Exciting things happening for me and my girls.
Yes.
What about you, C?
Oh, I am so looking forward to expanding our business in all facets of life, just with new employees, new positions, new locations. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to building my brand on a personal note. I have things in the works as well. Products come in that I'm endorsing, things that I'm putting out there for the grooming industry. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm excited on being intentional about my self-care, my worth, and my relationships.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That's on that.
Yes.
I'm really looking
be in tune with your. If y'all ain't learned nothing from this podcast, learn to be in tune with yourself.
Yes.
Okay, because honestly, whether it's a work relationship, a friendship, a physical relationship, personal relationship, whatever you want to define it as, if you're not in tune with yourself, then you can't give your all into any kind of relationship. You
That's
know,
absolutely
so
right.
In tune with yourself and invest in yourself. And I'm gonna leave it on that note. And Jen,
what
is
got
your reflection?
Looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to actually, like C said, expanding our business. Like, we actually are capped off on what we can do for our, like, just us two running this business. So, like, we're going to be expanding in 2021.
Yeah, 3 years strong.
Yeah, 3 years
That's
strong.
Pop Up Pooch, mobile grooming.
Pop Up Pooch, mobile grooming. Looking forward to really, like, seeing that baby grow. Like, we created a seed and, like, it's becoming its own. And just proud to see it like just flourish and what we had planned and envisioned for it to be, and it just kind of is blowing up. And also actually connecting and creating my own clothing line, apparel within my like art. So I'm taking my art and my art therapy that I've been doing over the years, and implementing that into my apparel, accessories, and just kind of like being able to put out there like my more spiritual side, because I've been really connecting with my soul in the last like year. 2020 has been a reflection of like inner growth and self-love and self-development. So
absolutely.
Like being able to put that out there, like stuff on like how you call it, accomplishments and like positive affirmations, like put that into my artwork. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to see all my friends like growing in their like interest and in their entrepreneurship as well. So
I'm excited for you as well.
Yeah,
I'm excited for
really
everybody.
Excited. And we can't wait to, as we go through the episodes, we would love to share gems with you guys, you know, because I feel like everything is a learning experience, and I feel like if I can help somebody just by a couple, you know, just giving out a little piece of information, then that makes me feel good, you know, because even though I want to be successful, I want to help other people be successful as well, you know, whether that's you just taking a little bit of advice that I'm putting out there or whatever the case is. Like, if that'll help you, that makes me feel good. So word. Like, I'm just,
that was good, guys. That was really good.
Thank
the
you
info.
guys so much for joining us on our girl chat, and I hope you guys have took in a lot of this information, and like we would like to hear back from you guys what you guys like for us to talk about, what you thought about like what we are talking about, and just kind of like engage with us and let us know, because like we want to be you guys to join our family and in our girl talk.
Yeah, it was a little serious at this time, but we wanted to let you guys know who we are and what we're bringing to the table. But we also want to connect with you. We have many social platforms that you can connect with us on. You can connect with us on Instagram at Blast in the Glass Podcast. You can connect on Facebook. We have a Facebook page as well, and you know, always leave comments on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast listening material from. Yes. So we have more to come. Yes. Y'all better be ready, because this was just the baseline,
the tip of the iceberg.
But we gonna come in hot. Y'all ain't ready.
And on that note, girls, cheers.
Cheers
to a Blast in the Glass podcast. And until next time,
peace,
stay safe,
love,
and happiness.
And there you go.